Hello, guys, and welcome back to another episode with the Madman. We are on another ARK survival file. This is different from the prior file in several ways, but it is a new file to begin with. I'm just going to drop off some stuff here. So, obviously, I don't have as much built on this one as I do in the other one. But I wanted to do a video on this one because this one actually... excuse me. This one actually has an improvement to the wall system. I find to be an improvement to the wall system to these giant curved and straight battlements and these behemoth monstrosities. I still have a couple of the behemoth monstrosities, mind you. I still have a couple curved ones over here and a couple curved ones over there. But between the two doors, I actually have, and I haven't actually built it yet, unfortunately. I've kind of been preoccupied with other stuff. And also, I kind of still prefer my old file, but I learned from my prior mistakes when it came to building a wall, and I did a new design. And as you can see, each of these has their own wall-mounted torch, and these wall-mounted torches are here for a reason, and for some reason there's trees still spawning inside my wall, which is irritating, to say the least. I believe... yeah, there's trees still spawning inside my wall. I have issues with that. It's a pain in the ass. I don't really care, because this was kind of a trial and error kind of build, but I find this to be more effective than battlements. For various reasons. It has more it'll have slightly more strength. Hello. Goodbye. Not dealing with you. It has slightly more strength, and where it will actually come up to, where it will actually come up to, will be right below this, which is a nice big giant machine gun. But yeah, it'll come up, and I'll put some ceiling tiles on, and actually I'll show you what it should look like, because I'm pretty for sure over this direction, because I used this world. This world was basically not so much to do anything really, just to basically like build things, just to see how I want to build things, how I would build things. And so I use this world for planning out stuff in multiplayer, so that I didn't have to spend the time trying to gather the resources in multiplayer, just to find out that it's a complete waste of fucking time. I believe, unless I destroyed it. No, I did not. Over here, you can kind of see it showing up, is the general design of what the wall would look like. And let me just redesign it. This is one of the biggest flat areas I've actually come across, is right here. So if you want to build a nice giant base that you can put a lot of foundations down flatly, this is one of the best places to do it, as you can see. But yeah, no, so this is basically the same idea as over there, but I actually put up some railings to indicate what it would look like with the wall completely up, and it's one thick on this instead of two thick over there, but basically it would be railings up all four sides, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 railings up with pillars in the middle and a ceiling to prevent you from falling into the hole. You don't want to fall into your own wall, or else you're going to have to destroy your wall, and then you're going to have to rebuild your wall. So yeah, I find this is to be more effective, because what it is you got to go through 10,000 on one side and then 10,000 on another. Of course, if the person who attacks you has a flying mount, they can just bypass the wall, but if you build an electrical system through and put a bunch of turrets down, then yeah, they're going to have some issues trying to fly over a wall when the turrets will just mow them down. But yeah, and with this one I did a design of double gates over there, because I had a plan of building this in a multiplayer server, so I kind of wanted to do a layout of what it would look like. And so this is what this wall looks like. So that's a beautiful thing. But when you take into consideration, and we'll hopefully, if we're still recording by the time we get over there, I keep swiping down to make sure that the recording thing is still recording, because when you have a high graphic game like ARK, it likes to be finicky with the recording software. So sometimes my videos will just cut right the clean out, and you'll be left with a cliffhanger. So, and if I'm not paying attention to that every now and then, I get messed up. So one of the things that this is the reason why I find it to be a lot better than metal battlements. It's about as thick as a metal battlement. When you do too thick, it's as thick as a metal battlement, and I need to return the speed down to normal. So it's about as thick as a metal battlement, which is 20,000 defense. Of course, the door is still the weaker part. But this is 10,000, so you actually get, except for right here, because if you're smart and you're aware of this part, again, you can go through this way, but that's still 20,000 you have to go through. And again, if you're gonna try to bother to go through this, you might as well just try to go through the door, because the door is less damage, or the door takes less time to get through. But you know, if you put a turret system along here, it's going to be hard for someone to just try to go through the door, because they got to deal with the turrets. Otherwise, the rest of this is just about as thick as the metal battlement. You get to put more. You get to put more finer details into the wall. You know, you get to make it a little bit better and a little more exact. I do squares. Beautiful thing about railings is they can be changed into 16 different angles. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 different angles. Sorry, doubled 8 for some reason. 8 different angles that it can actually attach to. Well, technically 7, because you can't really attach it to itself back to the same spot, but 8 different angles you can build off of once you actually have 8 to 7 different angles you can build off once you have things, and then it's 3 thick, which is 30,000. So that's beautiful. More damage. It doesn't go as high as the metal battlements, which some people like, but you don't really need it to be all that high. The only thing you need to reason why you'd need it to be that high is if you're dealing with Brontos or Gigasaurus, but even Gigasaurus isn't going to be that much of a problem. if you don't, piss them off. Not Gigasaurus, Titanosaurus. And so one of the things is, you go 8 high, and then you can actually build these platforms like this, these towers, to have Gatlings for manual use as well. And of course, if you figure out how to make sure the trees don't respawn, and do it on the outside here as well, so that you can have a clear-cut see of what you're doing. Like I said, I'm not actually going to build the base here. This is just the testing grounds for the most part. Gotta stop saying uh-oh. That's not good. So I think my video is about to cut out. Okay, still holding on. But yeah, basically this is secondary base design, and uses about the same amount of resources, to tell you the truth, as the behemoth battlements. A little bit stronger, uses the same resources. So yeah, I feel it's worth it. You gotta spend the time to build it, obviously. It's not gonna be as quick as the battlement, but it's gonna be a little more effective when it comes down to it. So yeah, that's this video on this base setup, this world where I just basically build all sorts of random shit and see how it works and whether or not it's worth putting into future planning for future bases. So hope you guys enjoyed the video, and see you guys next time. Bye!